FanDuel is America's #1 sportsbook. It is our favorite sportsbook. And right now, FanDuel has a new offer for customers that you don't want to miss. Right now, new customers can bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if that first $5 bet wins. $300 in bonus bets to use anywhere across the app if new customers bet $5 and that $5 bet wins. So what are you waiting for? Visit FanDuel.com/UCSS to get started or join in the fun today. All right, Bull, shotgun reactions. You're up first.
Yesterday was the perfect summary of the Cleveland Browns during the Kevin Stefanski, Andrew Berry era. Their offense looks great on the first possession. Dillon Gabriel made some nice throws. They moved the ball down the field, and they got a touchdown. In the Kevin Stefanski era, the Browns have often been an A offense on the first drive of the game. Unfortunately, after the first drive of the game, we saw what we always see, or almost always see with this Cleveland Browns team. They are a Z the rest of the game. Not even an F, because it's an insult to an F to call what the Browns put up on offense after the first drive continuously, and it happened again yesterday. What I saw in that field from the Browns offense was an absolute disgrace. The quarterback it cannot play. He made some of the worst throws I've ever seen a quarterback throw. That first pick, I don't know what the hell he was looking at. That second interception, I swear to you, that was like me in the schoolyard in my 20s playing touch football, and I had some athletic friends, and I'd play quarterback, and I'm a lefty, and I don't have a great arm, and I would just heave it up in the air, throw it up, and hope one of my athletic friends would catch the ball. That was beyond embarrassing. You can't even blame. There were no drops yesterday. The offensive line did a decent job. I know they don't have a lot of talent. The offensive line did a decent job. All right, make whatever faces you want, Jay. He got sacked one time. Dillon Gabriel is not an NFL quarterback. Once again, Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry have proof that they have no clue what they're doing if they thought this guy was an NFL quarterback. I don't care if it's 4 games. Bring up the random examples of Daniel Jones or Sam Darnold all you want until they win something that matters. It doesn't matter. When you know, and I know Dillon Gabriel. And I'll say one more thing because I know we're going to get to Shedeur Sanders later. And I'm far from convinced he's the answer. In fact, if I had to bet, I'd say he's not. But I don't want to hear any more that he's not ready, because the guys that are allegedly saying he's not ready, I don't trust them at all. So I'm going to assume that Shedeur Sanders is completely ready, because the guys saying he is ready, they have no ability to evaluate or analyze a quarterback. So let him play. Why not? You got 0 to lose. Let him play. Let's see what he's got. Jason?
Browns are a bad football team.
Terrible.
The second interception you're talking about, that was a classic. Well, he's down there somewhere. Except the Browns don't have a receiver that you can throw it to and say, well, he's down there. They don't have Jamar Chase. They don't have Justin Jefferson.
The DB that intercepted it, it would be our #1 wide receiver.
That was an incredible play.
It was a great catch.
And the first pick was an awful throw, too. It was behind. Yeah. Like, even if it's not picked, it was nowhere near Njoku. Like, how is he ever? No, Dillon Gabriel, he's probably not a starting NFL quarterback. I think we knew that before the start of the season, but we said you got to see what you got. Just like we said with Dorian. Well, you got to see what you got. Yeah. Well, you saw what you had in Dorian. You see what you have in Dillon. It's not much. Yeah, they'll get to Shedeur. He'll play at some point, and I'm with you. I don't know that necessarily he is or isn't the guy. We got plenty of time to get into it all. They are who I thought they were. They're not a good football team.
Yeah. Man, first and foremost, they tried to sell us all summer on this guy being some sort of MacBook Pro. This dude got all the processors, they sold us on all of this jargon, bro. And then you see him drop back and throw the ball to nobody and point to the ground. Like, where did you see that at, bro? There wasn't a receiver in the screen. The reality of the situation is Dillon Gabriel hasn't shown nobody no flashes at any point during any parts of these seasons. And when it was in the OTAs, I get that the Ivory Tower be out here sending the propaganda out. I'm just telling you, everybody knows that the microprocessor, he's the smartest dude we ever known. He read Hamlet when he was in the 3rd grade. These dudes just gave him, he could do mental math like he does taxes mentally. They had him being a 3, 4, 5 dimensional chess player. And I'm sitting there saying, Yeah, that'll work on people who did not watch Dillon Gabriel in college. Nobody saw Dillon Gabriel in college and said, this is a top 100 pick. That's a fireable offense in itself. That you use the top 100 pick. And it's even worse if you say, well, we thought he could at least be a backup. You use the top 100 pick on a backup quarterback. What are you talking about? The fact that they're trotting him out, and Kevin Stefanski continuously says, yeah, we're going to go with him, bro. Listen, you're going to die on this hill. I don't know why. I don't know what. You don't need to go out like that, dog. You don't. And we all see it. People is tired of pretending. Like, we got to pretend that and squint and look like he's doing something. In the narrative that if Shedeur Sanders ain't ready, Dillon Gabriel's not ready. That's ready? This offense? You telling me somebody can't run that JV high school dump down 7-point scoring offense? That you got to be a genius to run this and get Matter of fact, here's what we're gonna say. Maybe it ain't the fact that Dillon Gabriel ain't ready. Maybe it's the fact that you're not ready, Kevin. Maybe you've been a fraud the whole time. Maybe you've been scapegoating people since you've been here. When was it? It was Baker or Odell or Jarvis, or which one is it? Was it Baker was upset? Was it Deshaun Watson really garbage? Joe Flacco wasn't no good. I keep seeing him throw touchdown passes. Who is it? Is it DTR? Is it Case Keenum? Who is it, Kevin? And now you got another guy, Dillon Gabriel, who you told us from Jump Street, who has received first team reps from day one. He's your handpicked guy from day one. When Kenny Pickett was here, he got reps. When Joe Flacco was here, he got reps. When Joe Flacco was the quarterback, he got in football games. And he been getting reps since day one, and this is what it looks like. The experiment is over, man. You could run him out here a couple more weeks and do whatever you need to do. But look, the longer you run him out, it's only going to make you look bad. Because right now, there's nobody who feels like he is a quarterback that has any starting caliber. It just is what it is, bro. Cut the loss.
Yeah, he is going to keep running them out here. He's already said that, which is kind of surprising that you would say that before you've even looked at the tape. Like, you're going to have your news conference in an hour. Just push off that question. There's no need to answer it yesterday. Oh, I've got to look at the tape. Kevin typically always says that. I don't know, I've got to look at the tape. Before he even looks at the tape, he has already decided, nope, I'm sticking with Dillon Gabriel. There are so many things broken on this car that you wouldn't take it to the repair shop to get it fixed. You would take it to the junkyard to get rid of it.
Scrap it.
Yeah.
And here's the biggest problem that this organization has right now. When there's so much awful play everywhere you look, it's impossible to do evaluations of anyone. What is Quinshon Judkins? Do we know? Do we know?
I think he's pretty good.
I think he's pretty damn good, right?
He could be the best back in the league if he actually has something around him.
But 9 carries, averaged under 2 yards a carry or 2 yards a carry, I think.
Well, he got hurt.
He did, but not until midway through the third.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
No, but that's what I'm saying. That's why he only got 9 carries.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you
Yeah.
extrapolate his carries, he would have got 14, 13, something like that. The offensive line is so horrible, we can't judge anyone else on the offense. The wide receivers are so bad, we can't judge our quarterbacks.
Well, but you're judging all of those guys and saying you can't judge others. I don't understand.
Yes, because here's the problem.
Yeah.
It's not like one unit's bad, they're all bad. So what's the biggest problem? If I'm going to decide to keep a car or junk a car, I have to know that, if it's just the alternator and I throw a new alternator in it, it's going to be a good car. I'm going to keep it. But it's not just the alternator. It's the brakes, it's the motor, it's the exhaust, it's everything. So I'm trying to make an evaluation, like, is there anything on this car that's worth keeping? Or is this car do I just drive this or tow this to the junkyard, wash my hands of it, and be done of it? The lack of talent on this football team is beyond egregious. It is beyond egregious. So from that standpoint, you've got a bad general manager, you've got a bad strategist, you've got a bad court the course plotter, whoever that is, whoever's picking the talent is bad at their job. Horrible, should not be back. Then you look at Kevin Stefanski. This is the most confounding thing to me. Was Kevin Stefanski a good coach in the first drive yesterday?
I don't know.
I mean, what did you? When it was 7-3, what were your thoughts? What was? I'll be honest.
I mean, I saw a text on the text chain. They're playing well.
Yeah, I was like, wow. But here's the problem.
We've seen that.
You can't just, if you're a pitcher and you go 1, 2, 3 and you strike out the side, but you give up 12 runs in the other 8 innings, what difference does it make that you struck out the side in the first inning?
But we've been seeing that with his first drives for 6 years.
That's who he is.
Yeah.
When someone shows you who they are, believe it. Here's what he is. He's an okay coach when he has 6 days to plot one drive. After that, whatever is on his sheet that he's hiding his mouth with, after that first drive, it all becomes mashed potatoes. None of it matters. What did we get after that first drive? 1 or 2 first downs? A handful of first downs.
Nothing until the game was over.
It was
Compared to Josh
embarrassing.
McDaniels. Compared to Josh McDaniels. Josh McDaniels came out in the third. You say what
Had
you
an
want.
offensive plan.
Say what you want about him being a coach. Josh McDaniels came out and gave you a series of 7 to 8 plays in succession that was lineated. Like, yeah, let me go ahead and throw the toss play because I'm going to outflank you. All right, let me go right back with the reverse. I got you on this one. Oh, let's run play action off that. Everything matched. Everything was in unison. Everything had a sequence and a purpose. He was purposely carving you up. Kevin Stefanski, after the first drive, gives you nothing. I mean, not moving the ball, nothing.
So that's my point. My point is, I can't say, is he capable of coaching good football? He is. Is he a good football coach? He is not. And the proof now is in the pudding. He's had enough games to do it. He's what now, 12 under 500? I don't even know what it is.
He's 42-50.
Okay, so he's 8 games under 500. When you've coached 100 games, that's who you are. That's a body of work.
That's a lot of games.
That's a lot of games, G. That's a lot of games.
100?
And in there, he's won 2 Coaches of the Year, and he's also going to, in there, lose 13 games twice. That's really hard to do, guys.
Because they
Welcome
won't
to
get
They
Cleveland.
lose 14 twice.
Welcome to Cleveland.
I think he's going to
Yeah.
become the first coach in the history of sports to win more Coach of the Year awards than playoff games. The history of sports.
He didn't even win his playoff game. He wasn't in the building. I mean, I know it goes on his record, but, part of the problem here is the play calling. So I think my overarching point to today is, what I learned from watching yesterday is, outside of Myles Garrett, I would take the entire group and start making hard, fast decisions about who you move forward with. You can't evaluate quarterbacks without wide receivers. You can't evaluate wide receivers without quarterbacks. The offensive line, the whole thing is trash. They are all trash. And the move to pivot to Shedeur, this is what I think he's looking at the calculus of it. There's 9 games left. Are you prepared to make this move and start Shedeur 9 times, no matter what it
Why
looks
does
like?
it have to be 9 times?
Well, what do you do after that?
Go back to Gillette Stadium. If you play Shedeur the next
Dylan's
4,
not it. We've all decided.
You play that, but what's the difference? I mean, if Shedeur plays like crap, if he plays worse than Dillon Gabriel the next 4 weeks, they go back to Dillon Gabriel. Go to Bailey Zappi.
No, they go
What's
to
the
Bailey
difference?
Zappi next.
Yeah,
No.
And that literally is like renting a horse that's dying.
No, what they going to do, Chris Candy said it, they going to play Deshaun Watson.
No,
Fine.
No, not this year.